If you could change anything about me, what would it be?
Oh no, I wouldn't change anything about you.
Are you just saying that?
No, I wouldn't. What do you want me to do? I mean, what?
I'm wearing.
But come on, look at I'm wearing,
That's the shirt.
colors.
Guys, I asked. He's wearing the same outfit that he wore when we met. Isn't that so cute? You're like super full screen. People just want to look at you, John.
Yeah, I doubt that. They're really going to be looking at stuff.
No, I'm like this big in the corner.
Should I have a fireplace as the background instead, or?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with an intro. Can you pay attention? Like
That's like a command. Are you ready for me?
lights, camera, action.
Ciao tutti.
Hi guys. Okay, John and I are doing some sort of mixture between, it's on YouTube called the boyfriend tag, but then I asked people on Instagram to send questions to us that they had. Obviously, they really want to ask you. The ones that I'm asking you are about me to see if you know your shit. And I am gonna add sound effects whether you get them right or wrong, like either like a ding or like an So, why did you pause me?
I don't know what's happening.
So, what's my middle name?
That's like legitimately the first question.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Can I tell them? The other day I was prepping John on this video and asked him my middle name and he had no idea what it is. So, and everybody I've asked, I'm like...
That's so not accurate.
That is accurate. And all I'm saying is...
Everyone knows it's Antonia. I mean, come on. We have a lot of conversations. Is names really like a major topic?
No, but it is now because you don't know mine. Okay, so...
I do like your smile, though.
Okay, stop. Okay, obviously the first question is, where did we meet?
Between two bridges.
Between two bridges. I hate saying this out loud, but we met from Tinder. But then John wanted to meet at 8:45 in the morning. And I woke up that morning and I was like, hell no. And then I got...
Yeah, because, I had to be careful. You could have been sketchy and there's no way of knowing. And
I'm like, I'm not saying anything.
And I even brought my dog just in case.
Someone did ask how old is Bombi, so how old is Bombi?
Well, Bombi's fantastic, you know that. She just loves everybody. But she particularly liked you.
How old is she? Someone asked.
She's now 4.
Where did we go on our first date? I know. Do you know?
Yes, I know.
Where'd we go?
Well, it was perfect because it was a Tuesday. And every Tuesday at the Kashine, which is a park area that's outside of the main historic center. And they were having their big giant flea market. I thought, what a great way for us to walk through and just see some of the local Italian items that are offered on a weekly basis. Sort of like a flea market, but it's kind of a little more professional than that because, they have all the wonderful...
They sold like gerbils there too.
It's not like they're selling rodents, but thank you for adding that. They had fabric, shoes, clothing...
Food.
Rope.
So I know that
you contain that smile quite nicely.
So I know that our actual first date was at Pizzino Cafe, which was on my story a lot because we eat there a lot because it's like spitting distance from John's house. I pretended. I remember the first time we met, I tried to be so elegant and fancy, and I'm not kidding you guys, 10 minutes later I'm like, this shit is mad tiring. And then I think I became ratchet. What was your first...
You were kind of standoffish. You were sort of a little...
Because I met you at 8:45 in the morning on a bridge, bro. What was your first impression of me? Honestly, I don't even know. I've never asked you this before.
You know what? What always even from your Tinder profile, I was impressed with the creativity side of it. I wasn't sure what to expect from a physical standpoint other than your smile, and I just think you have a fantastic smile. And so for me, that kind of positive energy is what I look for.
I don't care what you look for, but what did you, think of me?
You know what was interesting?
What?
I had the hardest time understanding you. You spoke in some foreign language, and I was like, it literally took me the first 20 minutes just to assimilate some of the terms you were using because...
like what?
Well, I started with the bro, and I was like, okay, and then we went off into these other tangent things that I think that you use when you're at your school, and I was like, okay, I think I know what that means, but I'm going to keep working with it and see if it makes sense a little bit more.
Bro's not even a weird one. Which drinks do I like?
Anything with alcohol in it.
That's not true.
Oh, girl, was there ever a time you said no to wine?
No, but where and when was our first kiss?
But it's interesting because I don't have that couch anymore.
You do remember.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, okay, but the context of that is hilarious because number one, when we were out, you said, well, it's only going to be a short date. You're not coming back to my place, and you're certainly not interested in anything, like that. And I was like, okay, sure. But then we came back to my place.
I'm like, next question.
Oh, okay. Of course, next question for you. You don't want to share too much information.
When is my birthday?
Oh, gosh, we just celebrated that here, actually, when you came back.
So when was it? You don't even know.
Do you not remember we went to Shenyang together?
I do, but John, the question is not what... But the craziest part... Okay.
Goodness.
Where was I born?
That's not even a question.
Where was I born?
You were born in Lowell.
Lowell where?
Mass. Which, you know what? That when I knew you were from Massachusetts, that was also sketchy as well.
And you're from LA. So all the people watching this will be from Massachusetts. So you better watch what you say.
I'm not disparaging. It's just East Coast, and it's cold. Well, you know what I always refer to it as? Cold country.
What color are my eyes?
Same as mine.
What color are your eyes?
Mine are brown.
Okay, me too. Which foods do I like and hate?
Oh my. Which foods do you like? I mean, I've seen what you've done with chicken wings, any kind of, Mexican, which is interesting because we had a lot of that here while we were in Italy. But you never objected to that.
Nope.
I don't remember seeing you get sketched out at any food items.
You've also never seen me around a Philly cheesesteak. I don't like those. I'm sitting in front of the TV. What's on the screen?
You. Yeah,
if it was you, John watches a lot of things. There is not one thing I don't think he's ever not watched.
Well, it's an interesting...
What's my shoe size? What's my shoe size?
What's your shoe size? 29, 28, depended on which one you were trying on.
Okay, true. What's my weirdest habit?
Picking your nose every time that you video call me.
Ew!
It's the strangest thing ever. For some reason, you have to stick your finger in your nose when you're talking to me on video.
Because you ask me to.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm just kidding. I don't think you like that at all.
But you know it's true.
It is true. What am I good at?
I think quite a few things. I think you're good at bringing sunshine into a room.
John, serious.
But that is serious, because when you come into a room, your energy and your vivaciousness, it just permeates, and I think that's
I'm like, who, me?
Yeah, you could, well, look, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you run across so many people, half of them are downers, boring, or just not interesting, and that's not you. You have an energy, a lightness to you, and you have that wonderful giggle.
You too, John. I'm not gonna giggle now. But John's really good at listening and being patient, which, I never wanted to say that to him because I like to say that he doesn't listen to me, but he does that.
Like, you know how that was like for the first months at every other conversation. You don't hear me, you're not listening to me. I'm like, but Steph, I can repeat everything you just said. What do you mean I'm not listening to you? And you remember that was like ongoing for, I think you were determined that I shouldn't be listening to you. But there was also listening to you and understanding the difference between what you were saying and what you really meant.
Yeah, he's really good at that too.
Yeah, I don't, the bullshit part doesn't fly with me. I go right to the
It don't
heart.
fly with him.
No.
What am I really bad at?
Bruh.
Yeah, you're not such a good listener. I don't think you have some ideas about certain things, and that's it.
I can't even hear you.
Exactly. And chess, I think, but you just you're improving. And I have no.
What drink do I always order? John always orders Coca-Cola per me senza limone con ghiaccio.
No, mamma mia, ma che cosa dici? It's Coca-Cola con ghiaccio senza limone.
What is something you wish I didn't do? Do not think of a whole list. You literally went like...
It took me the longest time
God.
to understand the different meanings of you.
So you wish I just didn't say it?
This is so complicated because I would get a you for both good and bad things, for creepy, unusual. There was a lot of you to understand.
What's my nickname? I think in general, I call John my John. I call him John's the evil cat. I call him my farts.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
I know.
Never liked the part thing. I don't get it. It just isn't interesting. I call you Stefanacci.
Mm-hmm. He calls me
Because,
Stefanacci.
obviously Paisano here and Fibonacci, so it just kind of worked calling you Stefanacci.
Right. If you could change anything about me, what would it be?
Oh, no, I wouldn't change anything about you.
Are you just saying that?
No, I wouldn't. What do you want me to change? I mean, what? Yeah, I got nothing there.
What's my
Seriously,
favorite?
I mean, because if you change the one thing, then you're going to throw off the nature of who you are, and that wouldn't be interesting. Yeah,
What?
so.
Oh, okay. What did you learn from me? Wait, can I answer what I learned from you? Okay.
Oh.
I think I learned that everything I learned growing up is not true. But no, like in a good way. Like there is a whole world out there that and you can really make anything happen. Like I remember when you would first tell me that when we first met, I would get like mad because I'm like, he clearly does not understand how the world works. But then I'm like, wait a second. Do I not know how the world works? So I learned to just, honestly, perspective, I would say. Like, I was so stuck in just viewing the world in the way that I was taught to view it. Like, I'm talking about, like, go to school, get a 9-to-5 for 40 years, do all that shit. And I was, like, happy with that. I was like, okay, like, the security of that sounds nice. But then I'm like, not interesting to me. It's not really a thing. And even now, I still feel like I have trouble actually staying focused on building the life that I want because I want to still believe that I need to get like a stable job. But John taught me anything is possible, really. I know people been saying that, but it is true.
It's really, it is a tough one though, because it's not necessarily for everyone, because some people really feel like they need that structure to give them the idea of security. But you talk to anyone who's been through any of the cycles and you realize it doesn't matter if you're working for a big company or whatever, you could be out on the street in a minute. So you have to be thankful for what you have, but you also have to work hard at keeping yourself flexible and dynamic.
Someone asked what my parents thought about this. I don't know if I should answer that. I will. They don't care. I don't know why they would. We don't really talk about it. It just happens.
I like the way you reference this as though it's like a situation.
Well, is it not?
What is the situation?
We're dating. I guess the long distance. Someone did ask how we do long distance. I don't really know.
1 mile at a time?
Yeah, literally. I don't really know.
Silence.
A lot of people want to know what you do for work. So, answer them.
Yeah, that's an interesting question because, well, no, some people think of work as something that you get up every morning and you go to. I trade the U.S. stock market, so from an Italy standpoint, it doesn't even begin till 3:30 in the afternoon, and then goes to like 10 p.m. But I wrote algorithms that I have clients that use the information to trade the U.S. markets.
They're all like questions, but like, what do other people think about us? And I'm just like, I don't know.
That's just their way of saying they have an opinion, but they want to see if other people
have the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah. People, yeah. I guess, like, people want to know, like, if you're Italian, when did you move to Italy? Why did you move to Italy? And
sure.
More about you, I guess.
Practical questions. I'm not Italian. Irish, Welsh, and German background, so no Italian whatsoever. Had traveled here and loved it. This was coming here and living in Italy was always a dream of my wife and I's, and we reached a point in America where we were just like, do we really need the next thing, the next whatever? Wouldn't we rather just get out of this place and do something interesting? And so I sold all my businesses and we literally packed everything up. Everyone told us we were nuts, crazy, you can't do that, you have small children. And we're like, yeah, I think we can. And we just up and went. And that was the time of our life. I mean, it was fantastic. Never been happier. Everything was wonderful. And then tragically, Amy ended up with a stomach ache one day that they thought was just simple gallstones, no big deal. But turned out she had stage 4 colon cancer, in her mid-30s, and passed away shortly after that. So actually, it was a couple years later that's when people encouraged me to. Actually, it was a friend of my daughter's was suggesting that I get on Tinder, and I'm like, what? I don't know that I'm all that interested, because it was a very difficult thing to go through, that kind of tragedy. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll help you with it. I'm like, okay, great. He's like, well, what do you want to put for the tagline? And I'm like, well, I've just put, if you're boring, fuck off. And he's like, you can't say that. Nobody's gonna. I'm like, if someone gets it, then they'll swipe. But I saw Steph's profile, and there was that creative side that was like, okay, that's interesting. I'm like, that's something. And what was surprising was you were my first selection and my first match.
Yeah.
And boom.
John was the first person I ever met.
What are the odds of that?
Literally.
Yeah,
John was the first.
You would have like 600 matches. You were like insanely popular. What are you talking about?
But you were the first person I met in real life, and the only person I've met in real life from Tinder.
That's interesting. Yeah, And what was always funny is because everything out of your mouth was like, "Are you a serial killer? Are you, And I'm like,
because we literally go to the casino, and he goes, "You know what? I actually do need to get some rope," and I was like.
Well, I played it up. Why not? You were like going there. And
I was texting Nikki, I think. I'm like,
hey. Well, I'm not going back to your place. And then the first thing we did was we brought the dog back before we went out to the casino. So you saw that I lived a normal life.
Oh no, I was looking for everything wrong with it.
You were checking it all out, I know. And was there anything wrong?
No.
It was quite nice, wasn't it?
Okay. So
that was how I ended up in Italy, and why I have no desire to go back to America. Because that's the first question everyone asks me. But when do you want to come back to America? Even you were asking, John, would you come back and see me in Massachusetts? I'm not coming back to America.
Isn't that mean, guys?
That's not mean. It's like, did I not just have you here? Yeah. Did you want to leave?
No. Okay. So, that's that. That's the whole video. So I'm going to... Wait, we should thank them.
Well, gee, thanks, everybody. That was
Thanks, guys.
Interesting.
I hope you enjoyed this video, and maybe next time I go to Italy, John and I can make one in person and take you on our adventures. So, thanks again, and...
Ciao, chicha. Yeah, that's exactly what you do.
Ciao, chicha.